to behind the mic, Final Fantasy VII's iconic voices. Are we not so lucky? We've got 5 of the voice actors. Such a treat for me, such a treat for you. It's just it's a happy dinner all around.
It's a treat for us too.
We're
very excited to be here.
Especially because some of y'all came and I didn't think you were coming. That's a beautiful thing.
All right, so if you don't know, you probably know them, but if you don't know Ernest and I, we are from the Final Fantasy Files. We're a relatively new show that dives deep into Final Fantasy from a very kind of creative perspective in the deepest dives possible. Like literally, we have 4 episodes that are between 2 and 5 hours long each, all dedicated to just chapter 9. So good times. If you really want to dive deep with us. I'm a filmmaker by trade, and I guess I can let you talk for yourself.
Yeah, I'm a former tech guy by trade, and now I'm making my way into this new media world, so.
He's also a cybersecurity guy. Yeah, so we are very, very happy to be here. And one thing, because I'm a filmmaker, voice acting for me personally it's something that when you find a good voice actor, it's amazing. And it's a craft that I 1000% respect. And so I am especially stoked to be here because all 5 of these voice actors, from a film director's perspective, are very good. They're all good. And they're all here with us, and so this is going to be a lot of fun. So, I have my little intro, yes. This is our show.
Come to me, Look at that chest, look at your chest.
And who are you?
He's my bodyguard. And a soldier. Pretty cool, huh?
Huh? A soldier? Ex-soldier. Well, what do you know? You've got the eyes at least. Huh. Well, you're weird enough to be one. What class? First. If you're gonna bullshit me, at least try to make it believable.
Hey, watch the flowers!
You heard the lady.
Here's a clip from each of them.
What do you want?
Haven't seen him before. He your new boy toy?
He's my bodyguard, if you must know.
Wait a minute. Those eyes. Is he the one who beat up Reno?
And what if I am?
Need to cross my T's, dot my I's, that's all.
Cloud, leave him be. Rude's not a bad person, really.
No, I'm not bad. But like it or not, I sometimes have to do bad things.
A consummate professional.
Don't take it personal.
But it still feels like Midgar's right behind us. We were his prisoners, me and my mom, Ethelna. He kidnapped us because she was a Cetra, a specimen for his experiments. And after what he did to her, after all the pain and the horror he put us through, I hate him. Sometimes I imagine the things I'd do to him if I got the chance. I start thinking things so dark and ugly that it scares me.
Everybody's got someone they hate. It's normal.
Is it? It doesn't feel normal.
What I'm trying to say is, Worry about the future when it comes. You'll know what to do. And whatever you decide, I'm with you.
I appreciate it.
You wanted to join the parade, my friend. The mobile unit would have loved to have you. Oh dear. My quarry has cast you aside. How tragic.
Fancy yours?
Fans of ours. Didn't you know? You and I are living legends.
I got this.
Sir. The two of us together again at long last. Picture it. A duel to end all duels.
Are we fighting or what?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We have to set the stage. First, the music! Let's not forget the lights! Actors, to your marks! Unleash your passion, succumb to your instincts. Let us revel in a turbocharged twist!
It was us. We did this.
No, you can't think like that. Whatever came before it was Shinra that pulled the trigger today. Am I right?
Yeah.
Hold on to this anger, okay?
Man, you are all so fantastic. Aren't they fantastic? Wasn't that amazing? Those are some of my personal favorite scenes of each of them, and I mean, you can tell why I'm gushing about their talent here. So the way we're going to do this is we have some questions we're going to ask, kind of have a conversation with the 5 of you. And then after we get some questions out there, we will open it up to the audience for audience questions. Now, I do want to say one thing to keep in mind is these lovely folks are all under NDA for things in the future. So if you ask a question about something like that, I'm going to have to take the microphone away from you. So please don't ask any questions about the third installment, even though we all want to know many things, and you all know those things, but that's okay. We've got good stuff to talk about, even without that being part of our conversation. So, icebreaker question for all y'all. Other than the character that you voiced, who is your favorite Final Fantasy character and why? It can be from any Final Fantasy, or if you're honestly not like a Final Fantasy player, it can be from 7. It's totally fine. It can be one of these people. And just jump in there.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
If it's from 7, it's Barret, and if it's from the whole series, it's Barret. I have a top 5, but Barret's also one of my favorite fictional characters, like, ever. So it's Barret, yeah.
That's really good. All right, I'm gonna borrow this microphone. Trying to make me cry. Listen, my favorite one is 7, and it would be Nanaki. I love the Master's doing. He's incredible. He is Nanaki. He is Red. But the whole background for Red and what he represents, who he is, last one of his kind, are related to Native American. His markings, his etchings, his everything about him is like, yo. They captured me in a lab, and I've been separated, and he's still alive, and he's still a fighter. So it's Red.
And his growing friendship with Barret's like really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's really cool, especially with, I'm not giving any spoilers away, but there's a really funny thing that happens when he talks, and so it's you guys hopefully get there. Many of you know that's a very fun character, especially in the back of a pickup truck. It's very fun.
Of course, my other favorite character is from 7, but I'll switch it up here. I'm gonna go to Final Fantasy 14.
Ooh, you played 14?
I do.
Does she?
I do, maybe a little bit too much.
I had to stop playing because I was playing too much.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so addictive.
I'm an Alize girl.
I
I love her passion, I love her fire, I love that she's just a total, like, she will say it exactly the way she's thinking, and she'll make sure that you know it. I love that about her. Plus her voice actress, Beth Walker, is a dream. She's so warm and so fun, and I'm lucky to call her a friend. So Alize is my girl.
Yeah, we love that. That's great.
I'm not going to go last because my answer is very difficult. I always wanted to be Reno. I'm going to stick with Reno. I watched my brother play the original Final Fantasy VII when I was a kid. The son of a biscuit wouldn't let me play. But I watched, and Reno just stood out to me. And truly, I was honored to play him because he also, I never get to play cool characters. And he's so freaking cool. So I'm going to stick with Reno, difficult answer.
Doesn't he kill it?
I would say for me, since Final Fantasy, I think was the first RPG I ever completed all the way through, it was 7. I'm kind of drawn to Vincent. Something cool about Vincent, you know, he has that a monstrous side, truly. He just looked cool, and then, you know, I found out more about his backstory, so that's who I liked playing. He was kind of like always in my party once I got him. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
But I'm honored to play Rude, believe it.
All right, now I am super excited to ask this question because I come from the background of live acting, like filmmaking with live actors on a set. And when you are directing live actors on a set, let's say you have to do an emotional scene. authenticity, like actually being the character, is so important. So that means that if there's like a really difficult scene, let's say that I want the character to cry or the actor to cry, I'll bring them outside the set and I'll talk to them. We'll get them into a place where they're authentically sad. The tears aren't fake, so that then we bring them on the set, we calm everybody down, we even remove people from the crew, from the room, who don't need to be there, so they can do this intimate, sad scene. That's just a technique example. And the reason I bring that up is because the authenticity part comes from that and is so important. But when you're doing voice acting, especially of a video game that has dubbing, how do you maintain that authenticity when there's all these restrictions? Because I know you have to say, since this wasn't an English game first, like 16, right? Since this wasn't an English game first, you have to be able to be in an authentic place while still like saying the line in exactly a certain timing and sometimes exactly a certain way. How do you maintain authenticity and be able to do that? Like that blows my mind. Anyway,
Okay.
Please.
Well, for Roche it was really easy because like for Roche it was easy because some of you know this, but like with Roche he's like really like enthusiastic and crazy, and I'm kind of a little enthusiastic and crazy. But the thing with Roche is that there is a little bit of I'd call it subtext, but it's very much text at this point, about his infatuation with Cloud. And so I'm a huge FF7 fanboy, and I have a massive crush on Cloud, and Barret, don't tell John. So like getting to like be a guy who the entire time is just so very obviously flirting with Cloud. I'm just like, I'm just gonna lean into that. And
it works.
It works really well. And the director at some point had to be like, all right, let's pull it back. He's like, you like him, but you sound like you were doing more than that. I'm just like, yeah. So I'm really happy when I get to play characters with that, where I can bring that sort of like authenticity to it, and like even like at the end when if you know what happens to Roche, I was able to bring a certain energy with that because if I was kind of at that point stepping away from the role, so I was actually able to use that energy, the realization like, oh, this is the last session. I don't know if it's forever or what. But I got to use like that energy to be like, all right, you know what? Let's bring that emotion into it.
How do you do that in a time limit?
Very carefully.
It's so hard.
It is.
It's so hard to me.
Yeah.
So for me, it comes from like the breath before the line. So I mean, with voice acting, you only get one tool to tell the story, whereas when you're doing TV and film, you can tell a story with your eyes, you can tell a story with what you're doing with your hands, you can shuffle your feet, but with your voice acting, you have one tool instead of your whole body of tools. And so the breath is like absolutely the access point for all of your emotions. And for me, taking a breath before a really emotional scene to really like get the context from the writer and the director, understand it, and then take that breath and let all your emotions into the line. It really happens in that one moment, right before, they call it pre-life of the line, yeah.
Maybe you'll know who said this, because I don't, but there's a quote on camera that says, the death of creativity is a budget. And that's how I kind of feel like with dubbing, I have this much, I'm stuck in this box. And it feels like a challenge to see how creative, how much I can bring myself into this box. They want you to match the tone of the original VA, they want you to match the length, and I do everything I can to push the boundaries with that and just see how far I can go. And then there's a couple more things. The pre-life is huge. I'll often say lines right before it, like, you son of a, and then it'll be like, beep, it'll beat me in, like, that, and go into the line from there and have that energy bring me into it. Even physically, sometimes jumping up and down, getting like really physical with it, so that you can hear that in my voice. And then, I don't think this is a good thing, but every director I work with dubbing, they're like, oh, we already warned the engineer about you. They're like, we just leave it open for you. Usually they do one take and then they hit cut. They're like, we just leave it open because my first take is awful. I don't know if you guys are like this. It is awful. It is off.
No, my first take is perfect.
Is it? I knew it. Yeah. Your rumors. Just close it off immediately for her. She's genius. No, and so the first one's awful, and there's something about the repetition for me. I hear how awful it is, and I immediately know how to correct it, and the repetition of doing it feels like I get deeper and deeper into it. And I'm curious if you guys feel like this. Also, you're by yourself, you're in this room by yourself, there's all these people watching you in this dish tank. You have your headphones on, and it's so intimate when you're talking, you can hear yourself, and there's something about that intimacy that I feel like brings the emotion out. Yeah, do you feel that?
I'm feeling it right now.
Locks you in.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I guess just to sum it up, it's luck, a lot of luck.
Shut up.
Yeah, and I think the writer who's doing the translation helps tremendously because sometimes the words in Japanese don't convey over to the guys who are doing the translation, and they're trying to find the right words to give the character also within the time frame. For Farouk, because he's so reserved at times, and he doesn't really express fully all the emotions. You may just get some brief conflict moments from him. But yeah, it is really like, the moment before, what just happened in the scene, what's happened previously, your relationships to the various characters. Because everybody you fight is not gonna, you might not have the same emotional weight. Just like you see with him fighting Tifa. It's like pulling punches and stuff like that. So yeah, it just varies personally for me, depending on what's happening before the scene, during the scene, and what's transpired throughout the various episodes that inform me.
All four of these unbelievable actors just gave a lesson on what it means to be prepared, what it means to have classes, what it means to know your tool. And I hope many of you who are inspired to be voiceover actors, I know I see a couple out there who mentioned it to me, you gotta hear these and take them and understand it's not just getting up and reading a script. You have to do a lot more prep than what you think to bring things to life, because all of us have a passion. Almost every actor that I know in our project right now, we're doing it because we want to get it right for y'all. So that comes into play too. But I will say this, and I know this is going to answer one of your questions, I guarantee you it will. Many of you may not know, we always go into the booth by ourselves. We don't get to do ensemble pieces. We're not reading off of one another. We go by ourselves, which to me speaks very highly of our director, our booth tech, and our translator, because they're the only other ones who are there. One of them is patched in, the other one's on the other side of the glass. It's kind of like, I relate it to the Bible. You got all these different books, you put them together, and for some reason the Old Testament goes into the New Testament, and it makes sense. There's a flow, written at different times, but you got all these actors bringing in a whole different performance, and it all goes into a flow. I know y'all agree because you're here. But as far as prep for me, it's more of a sense memory thing. I do everything that they do. Everything that they do is golden. You have to have that. I use sense memory when it comes to the emotional part. You guys met one of my sons. Many of you have met one of my sons out there. I have 4 total sons. My sons give me sense memory for Marlene scenes. I'm not even going there where we went to New York. But there's other things that I use for different emotional scenes. But I think if you don't have emotion in everything you say and do in every scene, whether it's fun, whether it's flat, whatever it may be, then somewhere in the line you didn't do the prep work. Because sometimes emotion and tonation and even rhythm is what allows the character to speak differently and perform differently. That's one of
Oh yeah, no, that's awesome. In fact, I do want to point out one thing that John said. So, also in live acting, one of the biggest tools that an actor can use is listening to the other person, right? Because you're always playing off the other person. That's a big part of acting, a huge part of acting. It may even be more than 50% if you think about it, because you're responding to the actor. If you don't have another person to play off of, think of how much more fine-tuned your skill has to be to put it in your mind, kind of what you're reacting to without having that in front of you. Does that make sense? Yeah. So my hat is off to these voice actors because I'm just blown away that they're as good as they are.
And if I could just add that changes in our process as well. So sometimes we'll go in and it's a scene where Cloud is reacting to Tifa and Aerith making fun of him, right? Some of our favorite scenes are like the joking scenes. And so sometimes we'll record something and we give 3 takes, 5 takes, whatever. The director picks what he thinks is going to work best. Then the Japanese team will listen to it and they'll all kind of say, this isn't quite coming off the way that we wanted it to. Let's retake it. And so we do sometimes get back in the booth after another actor and say, okay, let's retake this line and get it right. Like John said, we just want to get it right, and whatever it takes to do that, it gets done.
Awesome. No, that's great. In fact, let's talk a little bit about the process, because people may not be familiar with what the process is. Like, do you get the script in advance?
Nope.
No.
That's insane to me. Oh my gosh. So then you don't have any rehearsals.
Nope.
You just go in, you record a line 3 times.
Yeah, so oftentimes we'll have like the script on a monitor and we won't even get to see the other person's lines sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't need them, and sometimes we do. So the writer will give us context, director will give us context of a scene, because it is important for acting's sake that we have that if we need it. But a lot of times it's like a mini game, right? And you know that Cloud is going to absolutely bomb it for one of them, and then it's going to do kind of okay, and then it's going to do great. And so Aerith is going to say 3 lines like, wow, Cloud, you really nailed it, or oh, you could have tried harder, don't you think? Right? So yes, exactly. Could have tried harder. I hear that one to myself a lot. That's really offensive. Thanks, Aerith, self. Sometimes we get that context and sometimes we don't. But they give us what we need, and we'll go in and we just say the line, wow, you really could have tried harder. You really could have tried harder. Well, you could have tried harder. You know, we just say it 3 different ways, and then the director will take from that. We also listen to the Japanese voice actors for every single line that we do, because that informs everything that we do. So that's all part of it.
That's so fascinating.
In a weird way, tell the truth. Because sometimes you listen to Japanese line and it's long and you got like 4 or 5 words. And sometimes you listen to the Japanese line, it'll be a line like this. But that's how we would deliver it. But that shit is like this! And they've already done the mocap, because we don't do the mocap either. So now we have to translate what we're hearing, how long we have to say it. Like, you're right, it's a box. And then we have to look at what they did if we have it on camera, because sometimes we don't get it where they've already mocapped it or rendered it. So we're just like, all right, how am I supposed to match that to this and then undercut that? And so you're talking about on the fly, you're doing things on the fly. So that's why I say prepare, go to classes. For those of you who are aspiring to do this, take acting classes, understand diction, all these different things, so you can get it right.
And then sometimes with the Japanese, like the Japanese goes way over the top, and then Kirk, our director, or I don't know who directed Kirk, and did Michael also, Sorge also? No, okay. But so Kirk, and sometimes there would be like a line with Roche where in English the line is, "I'll see you on the road, my friend," and then in Japanese, the director would be like, "Okay, cool. So let's listen to what it sounds like in Japanese." And you see, "I'll see you on the road, my friend," and like a nice little salute like that. And then in Japanese, it sounds like, "My friend!" and the director has to like be like, "Okay, so 30% less than that."
How do you feel about efforts as well? They'll have, the efforts are interesting. They'll have like written like big gasp And when I was first doing this, I'd be like, "Ah!" And they're like, dude, what are you doing? And the big gasp is, that's it. Yeah. And then what you're talking about with preparation, first of all, the material we get beforehand. The first 2 sessions, I didn't even know what we were working on. They didn't tell me. And so I had no clue. And then it's kind of interesting with this, because how do you prepare for something that you don't even know what you're doing and you don't even know your lines?
Yeah.
And one of those preparations for me is, I don't know if you heard about 10,000 hours. You put 10,000 hours into something to become a professional. The Beatles, they played at a nightclub 10 hours a night and did different songs every day. And they put in their 10,000 hours. And so truly going out there and failing, like failing a lot and getting back up and going again. And you'll start to, you'll learn things and you'll have things prepared that you don't even realize you have prepared, because it's happened so slowly and gradually to like, then the point when you get in there, you are ready. Someone can come to you off the street. You know, people are like, how do you do this? How do you get into voice acting? And I say a lot of it is luck. However, I think the biggest thing is you have to be ready. You have to be ready when that luck comes for you, that you're like, I can do this. And like 1000%, I know I can do this.
No. No. And the only reason I say no is because I wasn't prepared.
Really?
This was my first voice acting role.
Yeah.
So the thing that I do agree with you so much is to go in and fail. Because if I hadn't even had the courage to fail at my audition, I wouldn't have booked it and I wouldn't be here today. So going in and failing is 100% key. But you're never going to know that you can do it until you've done it.
Wow. The will to succeed, the guts to fail. That's what
Yes.
And success comes when opportunity meets preparation.
Yes.
So
Yes.
just be very, 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 very well aware of that. An actor's life, as I would say, 90% of us not getting a job and hearing no. And actors, I think actors, period, for whatever genre they're in, the easier it is for you to go, okay, did that one, done with it, going on to the next one, which a lot of people can't do. That emotional part of it is real. You're talking about, what's the word, Breezy, when you have self-doubt about yourself?
Sad.
No.
Imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. Like, I hear that all the time. I'm like, oh, you ain't gonna make it. Because that's what you have to be prepared for. So don't have imposter. It's okay to have it, but it's better to get over it.
Don't let it rule you.
Yeah, don't let it rule you.
Yeah.
A friend once said to me, I was nervous about something, I'm like, hey, I'm not good at that. And he said, they call me Dubs, and he said, Dubs, you're an actor, why don't you act like you are?
Right. So one of the coolest things for me was that I played the game back in the day. I'm an OG player. Breezy and I actually did a little playthrough of it too.
It's really
and it's really good. And some people don't like it. There's one of these people in the room, but I ain't gonna say their name. But anyway, I'm teasing. So I had the opportunity to say, oh, I remember this. But as you know, Remake and Rebirth are remakes and rebirths. So they've taken it to another level. And I personally think that's great. There are a lot of OGs who's like, man, they should have. You know what? It's and really, would you want to play something else that's already been done? Nah, let's make it better and longer and prettier and actually let the people talk. So, understand all that has to come into play with everything that we're talking about doing too. So, it's fun. It's fun doing what we do.
That's awesome. That's very cool. Also, I wanted to ask, so when you record, this is also different from what I'm used to. Sorry, most of these questions are different from what I'm used to, because I wrote the questions. So, when you're in the recording booth, you said, so I think, William, you touched on this, and Briana, you mentioned this in an earlier conversation, you have the writer in, like a localization writer in there with you. So there's 4 people with you?
No, it's a translator.
It's a translator.
Writer is kind of their umbrella role, but yeah, they're the localization.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they are part of a team, but we usually have like kind of one point person that's in the booth. And sometimes they're there in person, sometimes they're like over Skype, or what's it called? Not Skype.
Zoom.
Remote, whatever.
I got AOL.
When I started recording, We are using Skype.
No, she's right. When we started recording on Skype.
We started this project that long ago. Thank you very much.
Rest in peace, Skype comrade.
Yeah. So sometimes the writer is calling in from Japan. Yeah. Yeah, but that'll be the director, so Kirk or Bob or Michael.
Michael sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. So the director, the
There's
voice
three?
director, that's
Or 4 or
voice
something?
director,
Okay.
writer or localizer, and then the audio tech. And the audio tech
Okay.
is the one who makes the detailed, like, oh, I'm sorry, we heard your stomach growling on that line, we're gonna have to take it again. So they're like focusing on the audio levels and making sure the technology of the microphone is picking up everything correctly.
That makes sense.
You gotta wear the right clothes when you go in there.
Or Justin will yell at you.
And while we're on the subject, if you're a voice actor, be cool to your engineers, please.
Yeah.
Don't let me catch you being uncool to your engineers.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
But also, something I love about the localization team is that they're very good about putting like little notes into like certain lines. And my favorite note that I saw over and over and over, that was not a Roche note, but was a note for people around Roche, was Roche would say something and then somebody else would reply, and their note would be, nobody likes Roche. Yeah, there's like a bit where Jesse just goes, this guy's the worst, and it says nobody likes Roche, and then Cloud's just like, same shit, being a dumbass, nobody likes Roche, and I'm over here just like, I like me.
That's so funny.
All right. When you're talking about the people behind the glass, when you're talking about the localization, do y'all feel this as well, where you're in this room by yourself, there's these people behind this glass, you do 3 takes, and they're like, oh, yeah, thank you, Arnie. And then you see them just waving their hands, talking for like 2 minutes behind there. And you're having like a mental meltdown of being like, am I that bad? Is this when they're gonna fire me?
And then you hear, okay, moving on. Yeah.
5,000%.
To piggyback off what you said, the scene where you see Rude kind of like in the speakeasy, I say he's got his frat with him like the whole.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. No scout, no service.
Right.
And it was something about that scene that just cracked me up. I could not control it. And it was so bad that I had to take a moment. I took a knee, literally took a knee. And I said, I'm sorry guys, give me a moment. You don't understand how funny this is. And Kirk responded, he said, hey man, the writer's right here. And I'm like, I'm not making fun. I thought I was gonna get fired. I couldn't stop laughing. And I even thought about writing an apology note, but it was just one of those things in the translation, and something just struck me dumb. But yeah, you don't know. You're in there by yourself, and they would be talking. I'd be like, yeah, I'm not coming back. This is it.
Caleb said that.
Yeah.
Well, Caleb's got a beautiful story about that. I'll let him share when you guys meet him one day. Hilarious.
Voice of Zach.
Voice of Zach.
The best is when they say, sorry, we're talking about what we're gonna do for lunch.
Barret, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
All right, so next question. Jolie is the one that does all of our editing for the podcast, right? So I am a huge history wonk and also pop culture. So I often bring things into the podcast, which she then says,
And I cut them out.
now I have to go find footage for that somewhere and bring it in. So I always add to her work. So because I love to bring things from outside the franchise in, outside of the world of Final Fantasy, is there a character from any story or franchise that you would like to play that would be like a dream role?
Any character.
Oh,
Fictional, non-fiction, anybody.
Samwise Gamgee. I have 3 favorite fictional characters of all time: Poe from Kung Fu Panda, Barret Wallace, and Samwise Gamgee. And I would love to be Sam, because I see so much of myself in Sam. Someone who's always like wants to make sure that everybody else is at their best. Someone who always wants to help. And somebody who, admittedly, doesn't always give himself enough credit. So I see a lot of that in me. And so I feel like every time I see Lord of the Rings, I see Sam, I'm just like, it's the boy right there. So one of these days, if I ever get the chance to like be like in a Lord of the Rings like audiobook or audio drama or something like that, I would love to be Sam.
The ring never would have made it to Mount Doom if it wasn't for Sam.
Exactly. He doesn't give himself enough credit. Yeah. He was a ring bearer for like a day.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
I was just talking to somebody about this. I would love to play, if they ever do a remake, I don't know if you guys, it's an older movie called Dragonheart. Sean Connery.
Yes. Oh my God.
I was a big Sean Connery fan back in the day when I was a kid, and I didn't know he was beating everybody up. But anyway, I know we're recording. Sean ain't with us no more. He wore that role out. He's like I said, I love his work, but I would love to do something like that. Or the what's my man's name? Is it Benjamin Cumberbatch when he did?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
He wore Smaug out.
Yeah.
But boy, I would love to have a role like Smaug and play that kind of character. It's just something about the physicalization.
Have you ever seen like the behind the scenes where he's
on the ground? But that's how I would do it too. That's exactly how I would do it. But I love you think about most dragons or most epic stories like that, and it's always like this beautiful British accent. I would love for it to be an Americanized accent and be able to do that and play with that voice and just give it all kind of different range. So that would be something I would like to do.
I don't know if anyone's ever read the book, The Name of the Wind. I would love to be Quoth. That would be so cool. Yeah, I'm gonna throw that out there.
Couple off the top of my head. Mama Walde from Blackula. Another character that I used to love his animated film when I was a kid is Ricky Tikki Tavi.
Oh yeah! Yes!
Classic.
Yeah.
I want to do Ricky Tikki.
I can see that.
And maybe Hazel from Watership now.
Ooh!
Dang, Will.
I love the trend of book characters.
Yeah, beautiful.
Those are films that I like really that resonated with me as a kid. So.
This one's always tough for me because I'm just a big old nerd and I love so many characters, like from gaming, from anime, that already have fantastic voice actors that I've been lucky enough to meet at these cons. So it's hard for me to say like, oh, I would love to play this role because like she has a great voice actress and I would never take that role. But I do love me some Sailor Moon. And I feel like Usagi is such a great character because she's the hero, she's the protagonist, but she's a huge crybaby and she eats too much and she's late all the time, and I just love that about her because I too have known to be late sometimes.
You would also kill it as Mars.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you would kill it as Mars,
I never realized, but thank you.
I do want to ask some questions around improv. Do you ever do improv in the booth?
Not with this.
Which booth?
not with 7 because it's local. Sorry, I should do this. Not with 7 because with 7 if there's any improv, it's all done in Japan, and we have to match to that.
Wow.
There's not much room for us to improv for this. Like in any like dub thing, you're going to be very hard pressed to find a situation in dubbing where you can improvise, unless you're doing like Walla.
Unless they tell you, okay, John, we got to fill in this part right here. You're going up an elevator, and you got to come up with some words. Or you're going upstairs, and we want to hear your breath, but we want you to say some stuff. Go.
Wait, there was one instance of improv that I did with Rebirth that I completely just remembered. So the scene where have any of you ever lost to Roche in the parade minigame? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Y'all lying. You better raise your hand.
If I've ever kicked your butt, if I've ever kicked your butt in the parade minigame, it's okay. You can be honest. But then there's a scene where normally Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa are like, yeah, we did it, and then Roche goes, no. But if he beats you, They put the camera up in his face, and he just goes, he like starts signing the camera, and he signs the camera lens, and they're just like, yeah, just improvise a little song. And so I was just like, because like in Japanese, he just goes, tu 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 tu, and so in English, I was just like, do 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 do. Now you say that, and you just go, oh, just sing the Chocobo theme, but there's a reason. The very first Final Fantasy role that I ever had was in a game called Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon. And Chocobo was my best buddy because I voiced Sid in that game. And so I was like, I want to pay a little tribute to my best buddy Chocobo with this little thing. So.
Improv is so rare in our booth that we can think of the few times, the one time each of us has been able to improv, and for me it was a song too. There's this one point where Aerith is skipping away from Cloud, you know, pretending to not realize how impish she's being, and she has to hum a little song. And what comes out of my mouth? Happy birthday. So we retook that. It's actually very hard to come up with a little humming song that sounds like a real song on the fly.
I would say for improv, I would say consider yourself as an actor. If you get a chance to improv in the booth, you really developed a relationship with the team there, because that means they trust you with your material, and you're so dialed in on your role. It's a confidence thing, you know. It's like, we're going to trust you with our baby, and if you've done everything right, and then establish that relationship and that trust, wonderful things can come out. Because given a chance to improv and something really sings, like, you know, they may have some great lines, but you say, hey, would you mind if I try something? You'll ask for permission, and then they trust you. Yeah, go ahead, and something magical and organic comes out of you, and they like, we like that. We're going to keep that. That's what's going in, because you're so connected to the character. So, you know, that hasn't happened for me in 7 because, as you said, but given the chance to do it on some other games and to see that show up, it's like, that's what you felt. You were in the moment right there, that dialed in.
I would not recommend being like me, but
Great start.
yeah, that has nothing to do with anything. That's just in general. No, I am surprised I haven't gotten fired from jobs because I do throw shit out there. And one of the lines, and because I do so many takes and they just leave it open, I will have a final take where I'm like, I think this is funny. And I had a teacher who said, if you're going to improvise something, you better make damn sure it's better than the writing. It's funnier than the writing, because if you're going to change it and it's worse, then they're going to be like, what are you doing? One of the lines in it, though, it wasn't originally, I believe the line is, it's nothing personal, bitches. And it was not originally bitches. And then, as far as dubbing, improvising, a show I'm on called Konosuba, where I play this character named Kazuma, I go wild on that. I actually think I've just worn them down to the point where like, just let him do what he wants. And a lot of times they'll do it, and they'll be laughing so hard, like, well, we have no choice to do it. Let's see if they flag it and make us change it. And so, though I don't think this is normal, nor would I ever recommend anyone else doing this.
I am curious, and maybe this is not, whatever, I'm just gonna ask the question. What about the grunting? So in Remake, do you remember how much grunting there was in Remake? I had the thought playing, and I'm like, they had to record so many different grunts. Like, were those like scripted, okay, you're gonna grunt, or it wasn't like, okay, give us a bunch of grunts? I mean, I literally took 100 of the grunts from Remake and turned them into the Chocobo thing with auto-tune. There's so many grunts.
You're gonna need to hear that. You're gonna need to hear that. Yeah.
Okay. I'll show it to you. I can pull it up. It may or may not be on YouTube. But yeah, what about the grunting? How is that working?
Well, it's usually written in the script as like I think if I remember correctly in Remake and Rebirth they did this too, where it'll usually be written as like CLT or OM, and it's that like CLT will be like clenched teeth, and clenched teeth, and then this sort of reaction, and then this sort of reaction, or OM is open mouth, or CM is closed mouth. So there's a lot of and oh and and so they need to find whatever works in that moment, and they have to find a way to also like take that and then put one word after it that makes you realize, oh, this is the emotion that they're going for. So that it's not just, you know, open mouth gasp, and it'll be like open mouth surprise, or open mouth scared, or closed mouth pissed off, stuff like that. So that's usually what it is. And so there's like, it's a bunch of different ways of saying various emotions. So yeah.
That's why we trust our director and our booth supervisor, because there may be a scene like all of us are in a scene and we fall off something and we all land, right? So, like I said, we record on different days, 4 hours a session, and we're by ourselves. So if Austin gives a, I can't give a, because it'll sound the same, right? So I would have to give a, and so he gave a, I give a, and Breezy would give a,
Otherwise we're all put together, yeah.
and Will would give a, Now what's crazy is that our director will be like, everybody did a closed mouth. I need a O sound, or I need a ah sound, or I need a sound.
And then the villager from Minecraft says,
And so they catch all that, and they go, wait a minute, what they do before? What they do last week? Play it again. No, we got to blend them different. Or they'll say, hey, when we do retakes, we got to change that to a this. So.
Britt and I have a lot of moments like that when we dress up as Shinra troopers together. Like there's a moment where we both go, sir! And that's a very like, you know, it's like you're saluting, like, sir! It's supposed to be crisp and very close together. And so we can't do it in a way that sounds like we're in harmony or like in unison, but it has to sound like we're saying the same thing at the same time in the same way. But not exactly the same. Otherwise, it just sounds like a weird echo. It's very, very challenging, but we just tried a few different ways until we get it. Our battle cries, we probably did 3 full sessions of battle cries in Remake.
Especially for Remake.
For Remake, yeah. And then they
Just
reused
all
it
the
for
battle
Rebirth.
cries all in one. All
Yeah,
these
so we
sessions,
did all
so
of
for
them.
the whole game.
For the whole game,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
like, you're gonna do 10 different hurts. Like you get hurt in 10 different levels, in 10 different ways, and 10 different almost like vowel sounds. And we would just try different things. And again, that's all done in Japanese too. So we would get the files where Maya Sakamoto goes, you know, and then we do our version of that in 10 different ways. But then that's just the hurts. Then we have to do the 3 different battle cries for a fire attack, then a wind attack, and then a freezing attack, like feeling chilly, right? So that took 3 sessions at least.
Yeah.
12 hours.
Yeah.
And they're always
Stuff
different.
like that.
They're always different sessions from the dub, from like the actual like the visual dubbing sessions, because they'll split it up into dubbing to picture and then dubbing just to audio, and those are usually 2 different like voiceover sessions unless you play unless your character's out in like an hour. So like you will have like a whole day that's just dubbing to picture. And then you'll have a whole day where they just like move the TV out of the room, and they're just like, okay, cool, it's time to listen to some Japanese for a while. Yep.
So, I imagine you probably don't record the main lines of the script chronologically. It's probably just so, and you don't get the script in advance. No. So, how do you know what's happening in the story? Do you just not?
You research. If you don't know what's happening in the story, go to Wikipedia, find out old school, OG, and find out at least the base story, because it's going to be different anyway, because it's a remake and a rebirth, but at least figure out, oh, okay, now they're in Corral, what happens in Corral? Oh, okay, now they're in the live stream, what happens in the live stream? Okay, now Ariel and Cloud are Ariel.
Who's Ariel?
I got Sebastian in my head.
We're under the seat again.
Also, maybe do Sebastian yesterday. I can't get him out of my head.
If y'all missed that, you need to watch the VOD.
Watch that VOD.
You need to watch that
VOD.
VOD. Absolutely watch that
That
VOD.
was crazy. But you know what I mean? So he just figured it out from there.
Well, and also the the localization team has also been very good about giving us context in the booth. There have been days when I will go in and the localization, like the main localization person will be just like, okay, this is what's going on, this is what has happened, this is what's led up to this point, and then this is where you're going.
Yes.
And that's like because like we literally like with Roche, I usually would just get like this much of the script on the page at any given time, so I wouldn't know what's coming. And so like the localization guy would be like, okay, so by the end of this you're going to be fighting Cloud, or by the end of this you're going to be, spoiler, that happens in Rebirth. And so we have to build up and then immediately drop. And so they do a very, very, very good job of giving us the context that we need for when we go in, because they know that we don't get this in advance. I rarely get scripts in advance for any voiceover thing that I do.
That's true.
Like I think the only time I've ever had that happen is if I'm going in for like a pre-lay cartoon.
Yeah. The original animation.
Yeah. For like
And even those change.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in the booth.
Yeah, and then they will be like, okay, yeah, so we had this, and then it'll be completely different, like when you go in. So like if they do give it to you in advance, like it might not be what you read going in, so you got to be on your toes for that.
Only time I've gotten a full script was Mortal Kombat, and I was literally like 120 pages, like a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
Because they got so much mythos and backstory to it, so it's rare.
Oh man, I'm learning so much. This is crazy to me. It's just a totally different world from what I'm used to. So were there any particular scenes you can think of where you walked out after that day of recording and you're like, I nailed that? No? I didn't expect a laugh. Or any that you walked out and you're like, that was not
Not for me, for Final Fantasy, because it's just like, again, all the stuff that we do with this translation and stuff and editing, and it's like, man, I hope, I felt like they seemed pleased.
Yeah.
So it must be
Trust the director.
My boyfriend in the front row just he's encouraging me to say, yes, there was one session where I was just like, yes, I nailed that. and it was the scene where he's setting up the jazz concert in Rebirth. The one that we just watched, I was like, I nailed that. I was like, I cannot wait to see that finished. I was just like, oh my god, like just like the bit where he just goes first, the music. I was just like, oh, that, like I was so stoked for that. So I was like, you know what? I earned that money today.
And did he not?
He
Like,
did. He
so
won that out.
earn his money.
I will say, I've gone home and said, yeah, I went there. Yeah, but I've never come out of the booth going, I'm like, I've never come, I tore that up. No. It's always been like, oh, I went there today, babe. And my wife would be like, can you talk? I'm like, nope. She's like, you probably went there.
I used to send my agent an email after a session saying, great news, they didn't fire me. And I don't know if you all experience this, I've gotten better with this, but it's similar to me with auditions where I'll do an audition and I'm like, oh my god, that was horrible. Why did I say that? Why did I not do this? Or like, why did I say that line? I'm like, oh my god, and like thinking of all the ways I should have done it, and like, maybe this is the moment I quit acting because and then you'll get an email like, you booked it! And
that's
I'm
literally
like,
what happened with Roche.
You really?
Yeah, that was literally, I was like, oh god, I bombed that. And then 2 weeks later, my agent was just like, hey, you got it. I was like, thank you!
Did you say it just like that?
Yes.
I mean, I realized on stream when I played the game for the first time live that I wasn't fired. Because that stuff does happen in our industry, and so we're very serious when we're like, oh, thank God we didn't get recast, because we have tons of stories we hear from our peers that definitely happens. You will record an entire thing that gets scrapped.
I had that happen after a game came out one time.
Yeah.
One time I was in a game and then they ended up like, patching me out of the game for a celebrity actor. Yeah. But it's okay, it's a celebrity who I like. It's okay. I was like, okay, you know what, at least they're passing the torch up.
I did a whole documentary and they said it was going to be a scratch track and I was like, I'm cool with it. And they usually do a scratch track and they let whoever they're going to do hear the scratch track so they can get the tone. because the scratch track, they like work it to a perfection. And then they hired somebody famous to do it of the opposite sex, which I was happy it was someone of the opposite sex, but when I heard them do it, I'm like, hell? I wish you just gave me that damn job. But I will say this, and this is for other people who want over-inspiring, and we talked about it, I think, Thursday, or
Yesterday.
Was it?
It's all a blur.
I'm gone. but I have a friend who's a director, and he was in an audition, and everybody up here can attest to this at some point. He said that most of the people who come in with desperation all over them, you can see it, you can smell it, you can feel it. They walk in, hey, how you doing? How you doing? It's like, oh, this is wild, you know, they really want this job. And he said, the people who wind up booking it are the ones who go, hey, how you doing? I got somewhere to be real quick, so are we ready to go?
It's true.
Or,
Yeah.
hey, hold on for a minute, I'm going to the booth. Hey y'all, how you doing? My name is such and such. Nice to meet you all. Let's go. And it's usually people who like already have a job or are like, I'm so prepped for this, I don't have to kowtow to them. I would tell you this now, and I would tell you this in any way of life, of being confident. Being confident is always like, to the person who's shy and quiet, isn't always like speak up. Being confident is knowing your craft so well that you can go anywhere and get the job. And it becomes a different mindset of, look, it's not so much about, I really want this job, what can I do to get this job? It's just, look, what do y'all need to do to get me? That's the difference. So shift your way of thinking of, yeah, this would be a great job to have, but I know what I got. Y'all need me for this job. It sounds cocky, but it's not, because you're so prepared for whatever it is you're doing. It's a different walk of confidence. I've seen people going who are very shy and quiet and they just do something. They go in, they become a whole different person. I'll never forget that little girl who did the American Idol thing or whatever she was, so I forgot the thing they do, the competition.
Just that you'll never forget.
No, I can't remember her name. This little girl, she did I didn't forget the performance, but she's like, hi, my name is Sesame Peach. And then she just became a whole different person. She did a Janis Joplin piece. And she wore it out, and she has now got a contract and everything. It's because she became a different person. She was focused on what she loved. So when you focus on what you love, you already got confidence growing in you. It's not about, ooh, I want this job. It's about, y'all need me.
And that's honestly, like, if you want to get into voiceover, that's why you should do it, is because you know you can. It's because it's fun, and because it makes you focus. And it gives you like a confidence that nothing else does. It has to be something that you want. It can't be something that you want to do because you want to be famous.
Right. Right.
Because if you do it for that reason, then you're gonna burn out hard, and you're gonna realize how hard it is and how much time you have to put in, because you're gonna want to just like, oh, I have to prepare. I have to do this and this and this, and then but then you're going to be impatient with it because you want you want to get there so fast. So you have to want to put in the time. So. But
don't do it out of desperation, because
Yes.
I've seen too many people get taken advantage of, and
Yes.
I would. The casting couch is a real thing.
Yes.
It is.
And I had someone tell me once, Will, you and I talk about this all the time. There's so many deals that are made out there on that ocean that nobody knows about. They're a little boat in the ocean because nobody can hear them scream. Don't sell yourself.
Yeah.
Don't sell yourself.
Yeah, a casting director told me years ago, like probably my first year in California, I was doing a workshop, and she told me the happy actor gets the part. And it took me a while to understand what she meant, but she was basically saying like, hey, look, at the end of the day, it's a business. There are things that you have no control over. You might go to an audition and you were the best person in the room, but maybe that casting director owes somebody a favor. Nepotism or something like that, or the lead's character's eyes are blue and yours are brown. They got to put it up against a green screen, something, just intangible stuff like that. So she said, at the end of the day, make sure you have a life. Whether you got a dog, you got kids, you got a hobby, something that's dear to you. So if you don't get this, you have something else to live for.
Yeah.
Even when you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It never goes away.
Well, and there's so many parts of what you're saying. There's so many parts to it that I almost imagine it as a house being built. And there's furniture, and there's curtains, and this, and I'm the walls. I'm the paint that's going on the walls, because I've changed my attitude. I don't know how this has happened, where I no longer try to book the job. I try to show them, if they're painting the walls, I try to show them the most vibrant color of Arnie. And so I'm not trying to book it, I'm truly just trying to represent myself, to go in there, the most vibrant color, and maybe the walls don't need to be painted Arnie. Maybe they need to be painted William, and it's not personal. I'm just proud that I showed myself the best I could.
It's like, just win the room. It's like, it's not about this job, it's really the next job. I've auditioned for a cast director, I think, 10 times in a row. 3 times I had a pen in me, which is, they put me on the wall, like, yeah, we want to use him. Then the cast director, something comes up and call my agent, yeah, we can't use him this time. And if it was never, it was always an attitude of gratitude. They keep calling you back, they want to use you. At some point, it might not be this role, but we want to work with you. And just every time, just thank you. Great to see you again.
So good.
And that's, you know.
Y'all getting some serious knowledge up here.
I want to bring attention to that though, because the reason that these 5 actors are successful is because of these mindsets, right? The statistic that I heard thrown around all the time when I was in film school was that less than 2% of professional actors make more than $20,000 a year. There is so much competition.
Which is like the baseline for whether or not we can qualify for health insurance.
Right, it's insane. And so like you go to LA, Hollywood, right, where all of you probably are living because that's where the industry is. Like there's so many people, and many of them are very, very talented, but because they haven't really learned these tactics that they're talking about how to go in and represent yourself with confidence and really own the role and know who you are and know that it's just a role, it's not you as a person, it's not personal. The reason, like one of the reasons these guys are probably successful is because they have that figured out. It's awesome. As a director who's had to go to Hollywood and cast, I see the sad faces on these, and they try to hide it, but some of them aren't the best actors.
Or they would have even a bad day. You never know.
And it could be a bad day. It honestly could be a bad day.
All you want. That is a director telling you something right there. Come in and be happy.
It does make a difference. It really does, because you're also as a director trying to see, is this a person we can work with? Right? There's like it's not just the skill, because you might have 2 people who have the right physical type and the right skill set, and either one of them could work. The person who is easier to work with, who seems like they're gonna kind of be fun to have on set, is probably the one we're gonna cast. That's just how it works, right? So anyway, that's just me saying I'm impressed with you guys so much.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome.
When are we gonna do your next project? You got
We got the job, y'all.
Yeah. You're all hired.
Finally!
God, I needed that job so desperately.
What do you think about it?
I'm just kidding. So many of us in the room who follow Final Fantasy have probably seen the video interviews of Ben Starr, who is the voice of Clive from Final Fantasy XVI, who is absolutely brilliant, by the way. One of the greatest performances. Like, he's just very good, in my perspective.
And a great dude.
Yup.
I've never met him. I want to meet him.
He's wonderful.
I want to be his friend. No, I have a husband. It's fine.
I didn't mean fall in love like that.
I don't know what you mean. He's gonna watch this later, so I gotta say stuff.
I don't know. Hey, she really loved you, dog. I was just playing. I mean, you know, man, I'm not talking about love.
And I don't know about you, but my favorite Ben Starr performance is Jimbo the Clown from Balatro.
My favorite performance is when he put on that dress and did tea, but that was hilarious.
That was awesome. But we've seen the interview where he talks about how he almost exploded with excitement when he figured out that he was auditioning and landed the part for a Final Fantasy role, because he actually, like me, I was introduced to the series with Final Fantasy VIII, and then I went backwards and played the other ones, and then I moved forward, right, and played them all, except 11. He played it for 10 years, by the way. 11? I know, 10 years. How many hours? Anyway, okay. I'm off track. Squirrel. So, did any of you have a similar experience to Ben Starr, where I think you did, John.
Oh, I totally did.
And Roche didn't even exist in the original game, so how would you have even known? Anyway, tell me about your experiences of realizing that you landed a Final Fantasy game, if that was something that was incredibly exciting for you.
Okay. John has chosen me to speak first. Yeah, so I knew who the character was, but I didn't play Final Fantasy VII. Back in the day, I was a Nintendo girl, not a PlayStation girl, not on purpose, just that's what my mom bought me. So I played Final Fantasy 14 and 15, but never 7, but I knew of the character, you know, she Kingdom Hearts appearances, and she's just iconic, she's a legend. And so I knew what I was auditioning for, and did all my research, went in. I had never done any voiceover anything, so I thought this is going to be really cool for me to never talk about again, but I'm just going to have fun with it because they're going to cast someone super famous and successful and talented and experienced. So I went in, and I didn't hear back for a long time, to the point where I had not forgotten about it, because you don't forget about an audition like that, but you let it go and you go, well, I am so happy for the person that got it. And then a long time went by, and I got an email saying, hey, we want you. And I mean, it was like the world stopped spinning. Yeah, truly, because it's like, whoa, like, me? Like, for real? Like, are you sure? And then it's just a consistent going into the booth and like just trying not to get fired that day. And that's just all it is for years and years, 6 years later. But it's amazing, it's life-changing. There are so many moments where I go, is this my real life? Yeah, I just feel very lucky.
A Golden Joystick Award winner later. I'm gonna brag on it. About her accolades. I mean, I can sit up here and brag on everybody in this panel right now. First of all, the girl had never done a voiceover before. She books Aerith, second game, and she wins a Golden Joystick Award and is nominated for several awards. She's done us proud by representing not just Square Enix, but also the game and all of us in what she does. Big Will, I'm sorry, I gotta do this. Big Will, I'm serious, like, y'all gotta understand that we are people first. So Big Will, I mean, yeah, we know him from Jax. Some of us know him from Cyberpunk. My son loves Will. My son was like, Dad, you don't even know who you're talking to, that's your friend? Yeah, not the son that she hasn't met, my third son, but no, I met Will and I heard his voice, I'm like, dang, this brother.
Instantly.
You know, so for him to play something that's iconic, Will, you haven't even experienced it yet. You haven't been overseas. People are doing rude, they're putting bald caps on to be you overseas. It's amazing. Arnie, I know you've seen it, but you haven't felt it. People love your character. I mean, you saw one cosplayer here. I have seen women, children, men play, I've seen adult parents play your character on both sides of the pond.
That's so cool.
And I want you to experience that. There are people who are here who dressed up as Zach Fair. I take pictures and videos to send to Caleb because he does not know how loved his character is. You already know how much I love you. Austin was going through some stuff, and three what?
Like, what do you mean?
Your weight.
Oh, yeah, I was like 330.
330,
Yeah.
215 now. We were in, I'm bragging on you. They don't tell you these things. What you see is the graphic. You don't understand the journey that is taken. We just got back from Scotland this year. And he still didn't understand. He has confidence, he knows how to do his thing, but he didn't know how appreciated he was. I got to sit next to him in Scotland and watch people line up outside the door and just come and sing his praises. Not just the character of Roche, but I love you, man. I love what you've done. Oh my God. Because everybody is either uptight and doesn't think that way, or everybody didn't know that there was room to do that for a character that was no longer, it wasn't even the OG. So when you see when we see you guys light up, oh man, it's like breath.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like a pat on the back and a love thing going on at the same time. But when I see them light up because of y'all, oh, you don't understand. I'm like, what we're doing is cool. And whatever platform we've been given to put the smile on your face, you have no idea how much sometimes it helps us to keep going. So whatever you do as fans, anybody who's even listening to this, don't stop. I know people think it's a confidence thing and all this stuff. Just to know that we're doing is something that you love, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing, whatever game it may be, but we need that. And I think every single one of y'all need to be affirmed every day. That's why I hug folks. I don't know if you've been told, hey, I love you. I don't know if you've been told, hey, how you doing this morning? Or how are you for real? I don't know if you've been given a hug. So replicate that. Because we need it.
And now we all get to brag on John.
Don't do that. I'm going to repeat. I'm going to repeat what my boyfriend just said. This is why you won the Warrior of Light Award.
No. We got to do Q&A soon, right?
No. You stop.
We got it.
This man right here has taken a character that did not get the love it deserved and has turned it into a favorite of the entire Final Fantasy franchise.
You're the reason why Barret is one of my favorite characters of all time.
I'm giving him depth.
Trying to make a brother cry.
John has had an incredibly difficult job, the biggest boots to fill, not an easy time or place to do it, and has done an amazing job.
Thank you.
And will continue to. Has been in this industry for such a long time, working so hard, raising a family at the same time, are you kidding me? And then giving all of that love to all of us, to all of you. He is a ray of sunshine. Deserves every flower he gets.
Amen.
The best hugs! The best! And I've tried to stop him. You can't. I can't stop him.
Yes, we went somewhere once and Bree said, I don't know if you want to hug that one. And I said, why, Bree?
I'm gonna bring a clicker.
I said, why, Bree? She said, because she's looking at you a little different. I don't know for sure. It's like, all right, thank you, Bree.
This is awesome. Okay, we're getting close to the audience portion of the Q&A, but before we go to that, there were some people from our personal community of the Final Fantasy Files who didn't get a chance to come out here, and so we promised we'd ask at least one or two questions from them, if that's okay? All right, Ernest, go ahead and ask Angelica.
All right, so Angelica 7 from our audience asked a question. I'm going to add something in the beginning of this. If you were to go to a karaoke bar that was, in fact, no scalp, no service, or a different one, what song would your character sing?
You don't have to be beautiful to turn me on. Or, oh-la-dee, oh-la-da, life goes on, bruh.
Jerry was a race car driver. He drove so goddamn fast. He never did win no checkered flags, but he never did come in last.
That's a good one.
I know.
Aerith loves Kesha. Anything Kesha.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
First one that comes to mind to me is, please allow me to introduce myself. Oh, I'm a man of the name. Pleased to meet you. Won't you guess my name?
That's perfect. You already know.
I'm kind of stumped on that one. But if you did say a Marvin Gaye song, Distant Lover.
Oh!
It's the
Sing, man.
Or maybe, no, if I should die tonight, because
that's deep.
If I should die tonight.
That's a deep song.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know that song, look it up. It's deep. And then think about what Will said. It's a deep song, man.
Yeah.
All right, another one. And this is actually one of the things I talk about a lot. I gave a different presentation at MAG about something around this, so I want to ask y'all. Almost 30 years later, so this is the Safari Zone.
Wait, did we give credit to Angelica 7?
We did.
Yeah. Okay.
Much love, man. Angelica 7, we love you. Great question.
Yeah. So I played the original as a kid when it first launched. So this important question here. Almost 30 years later, FF7's themes surrounding class struggle, environmentalism, mental health, and so forth are still, I would say, even more relevant today than they were, and even expanded upon in this remake project. What themes from this remake project speak to you most, and why?
We have one Earth. One! That's it!
Billionaires suck.
I'm moving. I'm just kidding. Anyone else?
I got stuff
That was
to
a
say,
surprise
but we
question.
recording and I don't want to get... You know, I got a whole book on this.
Yeah, definitely more relevant now than
Can't tell me
ever.
you don't get a planet crying out.
Exactly.
I know you can.
Yep.
It ain't the planet, it's the people.
Okay, well then maybe we switch over to audience questions. And do any of you have a hard stop at 8:30? Can you go? I think we have the room till 9. So if you need to go at 8:30.
Have me as long as you need me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry, there's a hard stop.
Oh, it's a hard stop. 8:30. Okay, so we have time for a few questions from the audience. So if you have a question, I see a hand back there. Go on and stand up and come up to the mic. Yeah.
I didn't say anything yet. You don't know how it sounds. That was awesome.
Hi. So fuck.
You're doing great.
Got it. Okay. So you spoke a little bit earlier about the director's relationships with you and such, the whole localization team and all. I asked this to Arnie on a panel, but I'm curious to hear the rest of your input. If each of you could say one thing to your director, like what you would change or what you appreciate about their role and such in the production process, what would it be?
Kirk is one of my dearest friends, and I hope that he knows that. He's actually helped me grow so much as an actor in the years that I've known him, even before I was working at FF7.
I believe it.
And I admire him a lot. And he voices another one of my favorite characters. He voices Shadow the Hedgehog. And I would want him to know that he is so dearly cherished for all that he has done for me as an actor and as a person. So, yeah.
Kurt, Bob, I love you. They know it, but I don't say it enough.
Obviously, in my inexperience, I really leaned heavily on my directors in the beginning, and I made that super, super clear. In almost every session I went in, I said, I don't know what I'm doing, help. And they did, and to their credit, I owe everything about my performance to them, so.
Fine. I think for myself, I would just say thank you.
Yeah.
Really, yeah, because sometimes, I'll say for myself, there were moments of like, what's going on here? And they can take something that, was difficult and just make it easier. Or just give you that little light bulb moment. Say, oh, okay, I know how to take this now. Thank you.
It's called direction.
Yeah. True. I think on the Kirk note, I would say thank you so much for being kind. There's something about someone being kind to you that allows you to open up even more, and he is just pure kindness. Yeah.
Relax and trust yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Thank you so much for
Great
your
question.
question.
Thank you very
I
much.
see a hand right there. You can come on up here in the white shirt. Yes, or light colored. I don't know. Is that white or khaki? Is it beige? Okay, beige.
Ivory?
It could be.
Excuse me, Johnny, it's cream. It's cream color, John.
Don't even. Hi, Travis. I know his name there. Hi.
So I have a question. So I've always wondered, like, when you get a role as a character and stuff, if you already know the fate of, say, someone, you know, that's going to happen in the future, does it affect how you approach that character? Like, when you act it out, you know, like, the way you go with the mindset, knowing subconscious things that happen or whatnot? I know.
Sometimes you never know.
Yeah.
Remake. If that's what you're referring to, I'm just saying.
And more often than not, characters don't know where they're headed.
They don't.
So you actually really, most of the time you can't use that because you have to know, you have to go in with all of the information that they know.
Yeah.
So yeah, like.
That's like a classic acting school note.
Yeah.
Is I can tell you're anticipating.
Yeah.
So you need to react to this moment first.
Yeah.
Because the character doesn't know what's next.
And there's characters like Aerith who do like know like, hey, this is kind of where I'm going, but she doesn't really know that until later, and so she really can't do that. She can't use that until later. So. Yeah.
But I will also say I did not receive that direction.
Yeah.
That was not direct. I don't think you'll ever find a character where, oh, she knows what's going into heaven 10 years down the road. No.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I was not given that direction.
But does it affect like how you start like how your mindset, like how you approach that?
No. No.
You gotta go on a journey.
Yeah.
Don't charge out to go through the journey so that you can go through it with us.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You don't want to play the ending.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, do you pick up a James Patterson book and go straight to the end? I'm just saying. I'm messing with you, Travis.
What would y'all say though, if I know that my character is going to turn evil, I do think it is cool to plant little seeds of his personality trait that could be influenced into it, though.
Megatron and Transformers 1.
And we're like,
That's the writer.
Yeah. Anakin Skywalker. I mean,
yeah.
You know, like how less interesting of an arc would that have been? Just I'm going to be the most feared evil person next to the Emperor, of course, but in the universe, like I would become like a scourge.
Yeah.
Yeah, those little trails and nuggets are creators and writers, and they plant those and they'll tell you when. But for the most part, that's not an actor's choice. An actor should always choose to live in that moment.
It's not dynamic if you play the end.
Yeah.
And as a director, you know this. As a director, hopefully you have a great director to say, no, you go back and do that. No, I want you to have this, like you take your people outside.
Yeah.
You gotta play it through the end. It's not entertaining, it's not fun, it's not, it's not dynamic.
You've seen The Walking Dead, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when those actors, they didn't know which script they were gonna die in. So it's like
I did. I did.
Okay, maybe Glenn. We know he's gonna
My
fight.
whole thing, man, look, man, I was driving down the street, right, with my wife, and she got nervous because the world was coming to an end, and we hit the middle section, and I got the middle of it, it came straight through the windshield, and it went through me, right, because I was in The Walking Dead, and,
I watched a bunch of zombies in The Walking Dead, so I knew I was all.
No, this is on camera, and I knew I was going to turn, because, when you die, you're going to turn, and I knew that's what we were running from, but I couldn't play that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's hard, actually.
Oh yeah, and then when they put them contacts in your eyes, you turn into The Walking Dead.
Thank you for your question. I think we are at time, actually. I know. But you have been a fantastic audience. Thank you so much for being here.
You can come meet us at our tables and ask more questions if you have more questions.
Yes.
Except for you, Scott.
You know what you did.
Scott, no, check it out. Scott just got engaged, man. And I was like, yo, Scott, where's the ring? And wifey pulled it out. She was like, bam. I was like, oh, the brightness is blinding me. Yeah, you know it's no brag on you, didn't you?
You blushed, damn it!
Yeah, Biggs. You did good with Jesse.
And I think I speak for all of us in this room when I say thank you, Austin, John, Briana, William, Arnie. You guys are awesome. Thank you for doing this for us.
Thank you both. All right.
So 2 announcements and then one last thing. One, when we leave, you can meet them at the meet and greet area. Don't try to congregate around here. Yep. And then also to check out the Final Fantasy VII live stream because they will be calling out some donations. So that's for after this. And then the last thing is, for myself and those of us who are old enough to have played this the entire time, I want to thank you deeply for giving your talent to this franchise. This franchise needed this kind of an injection, and it has needed it for a long time, and you literally brought it back. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you all. You have a wonderful night.